Hey friends, Chef Ned Bell here in my incredible kitchen. Actually, it's not even mine, but my friend's kitchen. Cook culture here in Vancouver. Oh my gosh, what a morning just on the boat. Getting these extraordinary things, some of the best wild seafood in the world. Wild BC spot prawns. We're gonna make a really easy recipe. The great thing about spot prawns, of course, is you can eat them raw, you can marinate them, you can poach them, you can grill them, you can bake them, you can deep fry them, you can do almost anything you want. And of course, these wild BC spot prawns are just such a treat because there's a very short season here on the West Coast where we absolutely love to get our hands on these. Now, really, look at how alive that guy is. He is a angry prawn, happy prawn, I'm not so sure. He's a delicious prawn, I know that. There's 4 spots on either side of the shell. That's why they're called spot prawns. And of course, what we love about them is they're delicious. And they're really a celebration of this place. They're an incredible taste of this place here in the Lower Mainland and in British Columbia. And of course, they exist from sort of California to British Columbia. And so what we're going to do is poach the spot prawns really quickly because you can do that with the heads on and then super easy clean. And we're gonna make a really great spring salad. So the first thing we're going to do, first of the season, asparagus. We're just gonna cut those in half, just like so. Boiling, salted water. You want the water to taste like the ocean. Briny and salty, with green vegetables, especially. Because of course what's happening now is you're seasoning the asparagus or peas. These guys are really alive here. This is like, never work with children or live spot prawns, isn't that what they say? So, really quickly going to blanch the asparagus. We're just going to get some ice water and then taking our asparagus out immediately and dunking it right into the ice water. And all we're just trying to do is immediately stop the cooking process. Then in the same pot, because why not be efficient? I'm just gonna move this guy aside. He is feisty. In the same pot, we'll take our prawns. Now, you can clean the prawns by removing the head, saving the tail, shell on, of course. You can poach it that way. But I actually like to poach with the head on because I really want to try and protect all of the meat. The head is flavor, and at the same time, it just allows the prawn to be a little bit more taken care of, a little more delicate. Now, I'll show you quickly as well afterwards how to clean a prawn for ceviche. But in this case, we're just going to take our prawns. We're going to very quickly dunk them in the water, and in no more than 1 minute, these are going to be finished. So, while that is happening, I'm just going to go strain off my asparagus. I'll be right back. Perfect. Asparagus is ready to go. We'll leave those to the side. But I'm just going to show you how to clean this gorgeous wild BC spot prawn. So what you do is you gently remove the head. Of course, you can save this for a great shrimp stock, or in this case, BC spot prawn stock. I took the tail off, and now I'm going to really delicately remove the shells, just like so. And then, just like that, we have this incredibly perfect spot prawn ready to rock. In this case, we're just going to set it aside. I'm going to flip my board. My prawns are ready. And put them right in the ice water, just so they cool down nicely. And then while those are cooling down, we'll start making our are aioli. Now, aiolis are incredibly easy to make. Of course, you could buy a really good high quality mayonnaise if you wanted. But the great thing about this dish is it's really about the quality of the finishing touches. We have 3 egg yolks in here, just like that, lightly whisked together. You can make mayo with whole eggs. I like it with egg yolks. I'm gonna take a good tablespoon of mustard, whisk that in, a pinch of salt, some cracked black pepper, just like so. And then I'm using the towel underneath the bowl just so that I can have a free hand. Take some great Canadian canola oil. I like canola oil in this case because it's a neutral flavor, and so it allows really the prawn and all of the other fantastic ingredients to be the star, as opposed to a flavored oil that would maybe overtake the aioli. You can't see what's happening here, but we have a large bin of prawns. Remember the large bin of prawns we had on the boat? And they are so alive, they're jumping all over our kitchen, which is pretty spectacular. Like I said, they're either mad or delicious, or both. Who knows? Okay, so there we go. Look at that. In like seconds, we have this beautifully luscious mayonnaise. Now, 3 egg yolks can handle about a half cup of oil. So it sort of depends how thick you might want your aioli. The more oil you add, the thicker it will get. The Dijon mustard helps emulsify it as well. But I like a sauce that is a little bit stiff and a little bit runny, just like that. Of course, really important to taste it. A little bit more black pepper. I love black pepper. And it needs some sort of an acidity. Now, of course, we have the Naramata Inn in the Okanagan, and we really want to focus on ingredients and flavors that are grown there. So we don't use citrus that comes from somewhere else. We use things like sumac or verjus or different vinegars that we make. And so for us, we're going to use, believe it or not, a little bit of wine. This is an Okanagan Viognier, just a touch for the acidity. This is from our friends at Liquidity. And we're gonna drink this wine with this dish. So why not add a little bit of the wine to the mayonnaise itself or the aioli itself. Oh my gosh, what an incredible aroma. I can really start to taste all of these things coming together really nicely. Now, with our prawns, they're nice and cold. You can see they're perfectly cooked, nice and pink. They weren't in there for more than a minute, so they're gonna be really delicate and gentle. We'll take maybe 5 of them for our portion. These are expensive. Premium seafood is always expensive, and it should be because we're paying a fisher a fair price for his or her catch. And so I always like to say, you know, maybe you're used to eating 8 or 9 prawns. Well, if you're gonna eat some wild BC spot prawns and you're fortunate enough to get your hands on them in season, maybe 4 or 5 is all you need. And they're absolutely perfect. So we took the heads off, just like we did with the fresh raw prawn. And then, I mean, look at that. It's like, it's like perfection, you know? Like, honest to goodness. It's just impossible not to put it in my mouth, but I don't want to ruin the finished plate up here. I hope everybody's following along and loving how simple this recipe is. Of course, so many great chefs, Angus and Stacy and Ken, that are participating in today and tonight's virtual Spot Prawn dinner. We're obviously really proud to be included, Stacy and I, from the Naramata Inn in the Okanagan. when we're all allowed to travel freely again. We can't wait to see you up at the Naramata Inn. We have a pretty fantastic restaurant and just a wonderful little village that we get to call home. And we miss Vancouver, but we sure love the Okanagan. Mainly I miss Vancouver because I don't get to go out on the boat and catch spot prawns like we did this morning. I mean, we got a little octopus, of course we put him back. We got some fresh crab, Dungeness crab, one of my favorites. And then these wild BC spot prawns. So it's really, really important that we don't overcook this. I mean, this is like perfectly cooked. It's still tender to the touch. That's important. And I think sometimes people are just a little bit afraid of undercooking it. And in this case, because this seafood is so delicious and you can eat it raw, you definitely don't want to overcook it. All right, so we're close. So what we're gonna do is we have our Japanese mandolin. We're gonna take some fennel. All the flavors that love prawns, delicate spring flavors. So fennel and radishes. We're going to add a little bit of very thinly shaved cucumber. Basically, you're just making a great little salad, which is a delicious way to start the evening. So we take our fennel and the cucumber and our very thinly shaved radish. And you absolutely want to do this really last minute. I don't like it when radishes or vegetables sit in water and things. I really want them to be shaved and served almost immediately. There we go. We're going to salt the radishes. Salt the whole salad, actually. Might as well season right on the board. Just like so. Toss it all together. Oh yeah. This looks incredible. So we'll put that in the middle of the plate. Just like so. Oh my goodness. Take a few of our asparagus, just tumble those on top. And then of course, the stars of the show, the prawns. Oh my gosh, this looks incredible. Absolutely incredible. Some green onions. Just gonna finish the aioli with some very thinly sliced green onions. Like so. Mix that together. Spring, onion, aioli, wild BC spot prawns. Oh my gosh, that looks unbelievable. Beautiful. Wild BC spot prawns, a little bit of liquidity viognier, a spring salad, a day on the water. I'm telling you, absolute perfection. Enjoy dinner.